Today is officially 7 months on carnivore. I celebrated it by watching Dr. Berry this evening. To truly get a sense of how far I've come in the past 7 months, I want to go back and see where I started. Week 1 was not too bad. I had a lot to think about when I was in the emergency room, and so that really has held me over, and I've found that the reason I have failed every time at every diet I've ever done is I haven't had the, I don't want to call it gumption, but I haven't had the fortitude and something to really pinpoint my focus on. You know, you would think that being healthy would be it, but you know, everything motivates everybody differently, right? So things have been really good this week. Friday, my sister and I went driving around. We did some errands. I did not have to use my walker. I was standing for 20 minutes at a time, no problem, none whatsoever. Like, my back is feeling better. I still do need to, at that 20-minute mark, sit down and take a short little break. Next, we have the one I'm really excited about is my A1C. It was 7.1 the beginning of last year, and it is 5.4. That means I am no longer even considered within the pre-diabetic range for my A1C, which is exciting. The most interesting thing about this is the A1C is an average of a 3-month blood sugars. I've only been doing carnivore for 2 of the 3 months. Before that, I was doing the SAD diet. Are you guys ready for the craziest change? Last year, my triglycerides were 343. That is so high. That is double, more than double actually, than what they should be. Yesterday, my triglycerides were 135. That is amazing to me. The ER visit just absolutely slapped me in the face. But you're right, I have kind of, that feeling has dulled to where it's not so sharp anymore. So how do I do that?
You choose the same way you choose to have your marriage. You choose because you want it, not because it's convenient.
I'm under 300 pounds.
Like solidly under 300.
I am... I cannot realize. I can't remember the last time I've been under 300 pounds. It's been before we moved up here. When I started this journey, I had PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. I had type 2 diabetes, fatty liver, scleroderma, RA, fibromyalgia, GERD, sleep apnea, elevated triglycerides, depression, severe back pain, and tinea versicolor, which is just like overgrowth yeast on the skin that kind of looks like a rash. 5 months ago, I was 32 and having to use a walker just to get around. And now, just Rosie and I today for a walk. It has been so long that I have fit into an extra large. I've had to buy 2X, 3X, and it got to a point where I needed 4X. Let's pass these emotional moments.
Your own way. Go your own way. Leave behind everything you fear.
Some of those clips, even now, rewatching them, they are so emotional for me. seeing myself sitting in the blue chair we have up in Scott's office, knowing where I was at, how depressed and honestly suicidal I felt, how just in the underworld, how much pain I was in, physical, mental, emotional. Where I am is in a completely different place today. And I just have to tell you guys, in no way did I ever think I would be sitting where I am right now 7 months ago, in any way, shape, or form. It's insane to me. I always thank you guys at the end, but I want to thank you now. I appreciate every single one of you that has supported me on my journey and others along the way. I am a strong person, but every single person needs others at times to bolster them. And you all, including Scott, have done that for me. And I appreciate all of you so very much. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time out of your lives to spend with me, to write comments, to do book club with me, or talk with me on Discord or others. I truly, truly thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Okay, so let's talk about my 7 months. Now, if you didn't know, you know where I started. I am leaps and bounds from there. You haven't used a walker, barely were able to walk 100 feet, well, a couple hundred feet, to now I walk 2 miles or more every single day now with the dogs and with Scott. I've gone from wearing a size 4X to 1X extra large, which is huge. I have now officially lost over 90 pounds. I weighed myself and I weighed 267.4 pounds. That is my now new low for me being in my 30s. Something I do want to talk about in this video, because there's all this emphasis on weight, and losing weight is important, but rewatching some of the clips as I was making this video kind of helped stir some things inside, renewed some of the lessons I had learned and I'd kind of forgotten. This journey, I put too much emphasis on weight over the past few months yet again. I mean, that's what I've done with every single diet. And watching some of my older videos, that is what's helped me rediscover that weight loss is part of my overarching goal, but really it's a small part of it. The bigger parts are living life, not being depressed, being able to participate in life, the good, the bad, the happy, the sad, all of that, versus how I was in that abyss of depression and sadness. I couldn't get past my own sadness and despair to honestly care about other people. And that is not what life is about for me. Life is about other people, not about stuff or money or, things, what we've done, the positions we have, the power we have. It is about people, because when we all die, we can't take anything with us except the memories that we've made and the relationships that we've had to impact the world. So, watching those, I want to start focusing more on us being us, our integrity, and that this journey, albeit a health and weight loss journey, is also about discovering who we are. And I have to say, 7 months ago, I had no idea who I was. And right now, I still can't say I know exactly who I am, but I feel like closer to the Amanda that I'm supposed to be than I was then. And yes, there has been happy moments and sad moments. I've had plenty of bumps, let me tell you what. You saw kind of a little hiccup of one where Scott kind of had to a little bit to get me back to the straight and narrow. So my journey has been far from perfect, but I'm also figuring out it is not perfection, which I've known that. It's consistency. If I eat, 2 weeks worth of carnivore and then I have one bad meal, okay, I had one bad meal. It doesn't defeat the 2 weeks I've done, and it does not, and this is the biggest thing, it doesn't predict my future. That one bad meal doesn't mean the next meal has to be bad, or the next one or the next one. One bad meal is one moment in time. I can step over it, move past it, and keep going. And I think that is exactly why I've had the success I have had. Moving forward, restoring my integrity. Honestly, you guys know this by now, but reading Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life gave me the ability to have introspection and looking at myself, assessing my emotions, my desires, my drives. That's a big part of this. And last, you guys are watching this because it's carnivore, and if not, I hope you're ready to learn about carnivore. Carnivore has truly given me the ability to not binge. I just realized today, and this is another non-scale victory, I have not had one binge episode in 7 months. I can tell you, never in my life have I been able to go this long of a time without having a binge, at least as an adult. This is what this is about. People will look at this, they'll look at carnivore and think, good God, that's like to one extreme to the other. But the thing is I was at that extreme far end. I haven't actually shared this with many people, but I'll do it now because in hopes that someone listens to this and they realize that they are not alone. I was so bad with binges that I would literally, and I mean literally, have pieces of cake, sometimes breakfast, lunch, and dinner 4 days in a row. I would get so mad at myself that I would like smash the cake or the cupcake in its container, throw it away, and my mind would perseverate, just keep thinking about it, not stop. I would go back to the trash can, get the food out of the container, and eat it. It was controlling me. It was so bad. So every time someone says, just control what you eat less, move more, have a balanced diet, they have no idea what it is like to feel so low, get to such a point that you are digging food out of the trash because you are trying to meet that sugar craving. Some of those are the lowest points of my life doing that. And I share this because I know there's other people that are going through this, other people that are doing this. And let me tell you, you are not alone. You are not the only one. And there is definitely a way out. The whole point of my channel, of these videos, is to share my journey. So one, I learned something. I'm held accountable, which has worked quite well, by the way. But also because it is very hard to start this journey. It's very hard to stay on this journey. It is so much easier when you have people by your side rooting you on, who know the things you've experienced, the dark places that you have been, understand it, have compassion, but at the same time are willing to push you forward. That is this community, and I am so thankful for it. Okay, I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna put a pin in that. I'll come back to this because I want to address a few things that from my earlier videos. Not only have I come a very long way with my weight, but my depression is pretty much non-existent. Yes, I still have moments where I get down, but they're very acute, not this the world's gonna end tomorrow feeling, just normal, good days, bad days, good few days, bad few days, kinds of things. But also my health. What started this was I went to the emergency room thinking I was gonna die, and it kind of just like shook me awake. You guys saw the list of where I was at, how many diagnoses I have. Right now, I can tell you I still have fibromyalgia, RA, scleroderma. I still have some back issues, but that's more structural at this point and less inflammation. And that's about it. My liver, well, I can't say this. My liver is like in the very last stages of being a fatty liver, which is amazing because I was about to hit the next stage of having fatty liver. And right now I'm at the point where I'm about to be considered not having fatty liver, which is fantastic. So that means I dropped 11 comorbidities in 7 months from the time I started this journey. I also only take a little bit of my antidepressant. I take one of my hydroxychloroquine, which is for my autoimmune. I take a Celebrex every once in a while. And that's all the medications I take. I take nothing else. I don't have to take any diabetic medications anymore. I no longer check my blood sugar every day because I'm not a diabetic. And to be able to say that is fantastic. And I would say this is probably my number one improvement, kind of thinking about health. I used to have chest pains. I'd go up the stairs and like my shoulders would like get tight. I'd have headaches. I would sit there and think, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. I'm having a stroke. I'm gonna die, like all the time, at least 3 or 4 times every single day, thinking I was literally having some emergent thing happen. Just for a brief second, I never went to the hospital, but just having these worried thoughts in my head. Oh my God, am I having a stroke? I gotta check my face, make sure I'm not having drooping. Am I able to speak clearly? Like, do I have slurred speech? You know, gotta check my blood pressure, check my heart rate. Is there something going on with my heart? Every single day. That is non-existent anymore. I can't actually remember the last time I thought that I might have some, you know, cardiac event / anything happen like that. Not for months. I'm just realizing that.
Yeah.
And lastly, actually I said that was the biggest, but really is not being obsessed with food. I used to think about food pretty much all the time except when I was sleeping. Eating breakfast, what are we doing for lunch? Eating lunch, what are we doing for dinner? Eating dinner, what are we doing for breakfast tomorrow? Do we need to go to the grocery store? What time is it? Is it going to be rush hour to go get fast food? Like, my mind constantly thought about food. If I wasn't eating something, I was thinking about something. And even when I was thinking about something, or even when I was eating something, I was thinking about eating. It was just this never ending. I had no brain capacity to think about anything else but food. Well, and my pity and self-loathing. But my mind was just compact with those things. I literally had nothing. I couldn't function in the world. That does not exist anymore. The only time I think about food is first thing in the morning. What do we need to pull out of the freezer for lunch or dinner? Okay, I'm done. I do not think about food until now. If I eat one meal in the day, I won't think about food till 3 or 4, and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. Better go cook a steak. That is the extent of what I think about food. From the time we take it out of the freezer in the morning to the time I'm like, oh, I'm hungry at 3, I can go 8, 10, 12 hours without thinking one thought about food. It is liberating. So that's been my 7-month journey. It has been amazing. Even bad times have been amazing. I've learned so much. I want to finish this video up specifically speaking to those people who are sitting watching this and not doing something. If you are sitting there and you are depressed, don't look at my video and say, oh, she has more willpower than me, or my situation's not the same. I mean, of course it's not the same, but I have terrible willpower. I ate food out of a trash can. Like, come on. How much willpower, right? It took one step at a time. I didn't go from being 360 to now 267 pounds in a week or in a month. It was one step at a time. So if you're sitting there, choose one step at a time. It doesn't even have to be around carnivore. I honestly think low carb is the best for people who have binge issues. I think specifically, I think carnivore is a godsend because it takes those things that I can't control out of the equation completely, and I still get all the nutrients I need. It reshapes your relationship with food, where food is nutrients, not emotion. And so just keep that in mind. Don't just kind of shrug this off that there's no way you could do it, because you absolutely can. I don't know you, and I don't know your exact situation, but let me tell you, the human spirit is beautiful and extremely strong. Sometimes we just have to be pushed for that first step. So this is me pushing you to do something. Please come join our Discord. If you have no idea where to start, join our Discord. You just go to my website, carnivoresme.com. It costs you nothing, and just ask for help, because there is myself and others that are willing to reach out and help you if you're truly seeking to make your life better. If you made it this far, you're amazing. Thank you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Why are you recording this? Turn it off.
We're recording. Go. Action.
You hit say action before you actually hit record, just so you know. Wait. I keep yawning. Okay, sorry. Stop it. They hit the camera again. They just know it's dog earthquakes happening, okay? Although...
They hit the camera again. There's going to be some dogs without some tails.
Dogs what?
Without some tails.
But it's not her tail, it's her booty that's hitting it. The dog just handed me a tennis ball. I can't tell you that I've never not had a binge for this long. No. I can't tell you that what am I trying to say? Like, I've never had that long of a period without a binge.
You've never had that period without a binge. That's it. You just...
I'm making it complicated.
Let me just spare you a little bit.
Let me say never, not, yeah, not, yes, not. How many knots is that? Like 7 knots makes a yes?
Gordian knot of something. I have
Yeah.
no idea what to say.